Welcome, Sassins. It's been a while since I won't go there, even though I just kind of did. It's been a while since I've done anything, but I have been working behind the scenes. I've been working on cosplay quite a bit, and I got a few updates and a few questions, or a few answers to a few questions. You may notice that I'm wearing Ganondorf's shoulder plates, although you probably didn't really notice that. I stopped working on him. It was probably tilted to the side. So I stopped working on Ganondorf because he was a little bit out of my... he's a bit complicated for the time that I had allotted. I can do him, okay? And I will. It's just... the next con I'm going to is in a month. Less than a month now. Shite! And so I had to pick an easier cosplay. And one that I've wanted to do for a very long time is Hayato Kanzaki from, I was about to say Mortal Kombat, from Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but prior to that, what he was originally in is Star Gladiator. Star Gladiator, a 3D fighting game that was actually pretty badass. And I've always liked his look. He's like this 1980s sci-fi punk samurai guy, and I'll do my best to put a picture up there for you. So I'm currently working on him. I'm a good way through. I think that I will be finished by the time that the next convention comes around. So I'm going to try and make it to Fanime, and I'm definitely going to be at Phoenix Comic Con. So there's the small update there. I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, I also wear these. I mean, come on, it's pretty cool that I just have Ganondorf's shoulder armor lying around, even though it's leather, and this doesn't really look like leather, and there's a whole bunch of inconsistencies and whatever. But I like wearing them, and I wear it while DMing. But I only wear it while DMing for about a couple seconds now, for like an hour or an hour and a half, because it gets super hot. Like, you probably noticed that my face is glistening. It's not always glistening like this, most of the time, but not 100% of the time. And that's because I'm wearing it. And actually, I really just wanted to surprise you with them. I'm going to take it off now. Coupled with a long sleeve shirt and the encroaching summer, it's a bit too much. Man, how would I have worn the entire Ganondorf costume? I have no idea. I would have been a walking waterfall of sweat. So let's get into some of the questions, some of the answers. Let's see. Chuck Norris, always dedicated. Chuck, love that about you. Thank you. We should meet one day and hang out, along with every other assassin, if I can. We should schedule something like that, like a meet and greet thing place LAN party. How awesome would that be? Super fucking cool. Okay, so he essentially wants to know why I haven't gotten him a job at Oculus yet. You severely overestimate how much pull I have in that company, and his abs are a bit uneven. Thoughts? I have no idea how you would. I don't want to say fix that because that's implying that it's a problem. It's not a problem. You got to own it. So when you see people with some abs are up, like one portion of their abs are up and another portion is down. I'm only laughing because I'm horrible at describing things. It's genetics more than anything else. It's not that you did anything wrong or that you're training improperly. It's really just the body you were born with. So you got to own it. And those, personally, I think look awesome. My brother has those, and I've always been jealous a little bit. Motherfucker. And then did I Netflix and chill with... No, I didn't Netflix and chill with Lindsay Sterling. It was raining, and she offered me a towel, and I declined. So I don't know, or I will even guess what might have happened if I had taken the towel. Most likely nothing. Probably assuredly nothing. But, there's no way to find out. Maybe I'll reach out to her one day and ask her about the towel. What it really meant. So that ends his questions. And then the next question is from Curtis Roy. And he essentially wants to know... I'm not going to read it because it's a hefty sum of text, and I'm not the best reader, so it would take a long time to read the whole thing. He wants to know, with how busy I've been, how do I maintain my fit nice my fitness, and my motivation to exercise, and where I find the time. And Curtis, to that I would say, and to anybody else who's wondering, I would say that I build it into my schedule if I travel a lot. So when I'm at home base, I make sure that I get it out of the way early in the morning. Um, and I make sure that go away! I'm busy! And I make sure that uh, God, stop it! Get scat, man. And so can you. Um, yeah, so I make sure that I go early enough in the morning, and it really is something that it takes building up. It takes like early on convincing yourself that you are going to do it, saying that I'm going to wake up early, I'm going to go to the gym, and there's nothing I can do about it because I've made up my mind. And the more that you do that, the more that you incorporate that into your schedule, the easier it becomes, and the more it is mentally for you to handle. Now, his other concern was that he doesn't like exercising before work because he doesn't like being sweaty and getting inside of a suit afterwards, which is very understandable. Um, Again, I would recommend uh, to wake up early enough to where you can cool down after your exercise and um, and clean yourself up and be presentable still. Because after you get done exercising, if you do it right, you do look unkept. Your hair's whatever. So if you can do it uh, before, then that would be, in my opinion, how it works out for me, preferable. Otherwise, build it into your schedule after work. Absolutely build it into your schedule after work. And this goes hand in hand with traveling as well. So if you're traveling, um, uh, before you get on the plane or before you get in the car or bus wherever to go to wherever you're going to go away from your place of residence or your own home base, again, just tell yourself, I'm going to work out every day. And I know that's easier said than done. No, telling yourself that is really easy, but doing it is easier said than done. And but it does help. Having that in your mind from the beginning, saying that when I get off of work, before I take a shower and rest for the night, I am going to exercise. And I'm going to push myself at least a little bit. And that's just something important to know as well, is that pushing yourself, however slightly, something is better than nothing. So what I would do, or what I do while traveling, is before I get into the shower, I'm like, I'm going to clean myself regardless. I'll just do a half an hour of moving. And calisthenics, knowing a lot about calisthenics really helps. And in another vlog, I'll go over the details of my exact routine. But for the mindset aspect and what I do to convince myself and motivate myself, is just, I'm going to take a shower. That's essentially like a reset button for my demeanor and cleanliness. So I just, do a couple sets of push-ups and ab exercises. And that's another thing too. I'll always bring like very easily like contained, packaged or whatever, very easy items that are very easy to take with me wherever I go, and that is a very intense, strong grip exercise thing, resistance bands that I'll never shut up about, and an ab roller that my father made for me. And that's actually not super easy. I usually always get pulled out of the security line, but it's definitely worth it because it's one hell of a great core exercise when you're on the go. So to summarize, it's all about convincing yourself beforehand, because nobody nobody likes bad surprises. Nobody's like, well, I should have worked out today. Nobody likes being Captain Hindsight, like, oh man, it sucks that I didn't work out today. That's another reason why working out in the morning is so great, is because you can be like, nailed it, did it, got that out of the way, my suffering is over. Yeah, you suffer a lot in the morning. I don't want to say that. That's fear mongering. You don't suffer a lot in the morning. But yeah, it's convincing yourself early on enough to where it's less of a mental struggle to actually initiate the exercise. And another thing is, while you're traveling, just getting, even if it's a half an hour, you should always be able to find at least half an hour throughout your day to exercise. As I said, something's better than nothing. If you just are standing and not doing anything, um, you know, having your muscles being active or activated is always preferable. And I've known extremely giant men who would I just like watch them lift like 5 pound dumbbells and still be. And I was like, hey, how the hell are you maintaining your size when you're just lifting that much? And they told me, and from what I've experienced, it still reigns pretty true that once you have the mass, and perhaps a lot of the problem is getting the mass, but once you have the muscle, actually just keeping it active and keeping it moving, and that's the important part here is keeping it active and moving. It's very easy to maintain, and that goes hand in hand with if you are not used to exercising even a little bit is obviously better than what you're doing before. You're burning more calories, um, uh, and that whole deal. I'm rambling on right now, and I'm kind of it's very hot right here, and I don't want you to see me like this. So hopefully that answered your question. Hopefully that helped out a bit. If there's anything that you want me to clarify or specify, because I know I ramble, and I know that I could definitely use a course or two on conveying very concise, well orchestrated sentences to where you get the point right away, as opposed to me rambling on for what is this, like 11 minutes? It's wow, 11 minutes and 32. Ah, okay. That'll sum up this vlog here, and I always forget to pay attention to the camera. Until fate next brings us together, and never stop playing video games.